Hello, hello, hello! Time to put your pants on, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folk, or not, because it is time for So
What?
Now! Did you like the poses?
Yeah. This is the one and only quarantine show to get your creative juices flowing as our world is slowly but surely falling apart.
That big booed loudmouth over there is Roxy Shih.
Hello, thank you so much. And that homeless-looking guy over there is Mr. Anthony Ma. Anthony Ma. Hey, man, I mean, could you really fix up your look? I mean, what is going on over there? I mean, like, we're on a show. Don't you shave or anything? It looks like you have, like, pubes on your face.
Yeah, Roxy's quarantine. Okay, this is the quarantine style.
Sure, that's an excuse. You could still clean up for the sake of our audience. And, like, you know, it's more respectful if you actually clean up for them.
I'm going cash today, okay?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I kind of want to call you Dirty Sanchez, but that's culturally appropriating. So let me think of something else. Dirty Dong. No, but that's also not right, too.
That's disgusting.
That's also really
You don't have to go
really
there
not
right
cool.
now.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm sorry. Okay,
all right,
cool.
Rox.
I'm so sorry.
Let's get the show going. How about that? All right?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so this is our second episode, you guys. We want to thank all of you who tuned in last week with Cole Walliser. We also want to shout out to our partners at VC, Visual Communications, the guys that bring you LA Asian Pacific Film Fest.
Love you guys.
Also, we got TAP LA, Taiwanese American Profesh of LA.
Love you guys.
And our lovely TAF, Taiwanese American Film Festival. So thank you very much to you guys. Because of you and all of our viewers, we feel like So What Now is an actual, like a real thing now. It's crazy,
it's totally a real thing. I mean, like, it's kind of been interesting, this whole process during like a remote show and like working with everyone's internet connections and how this is all going to work with a control room. And so we want to also be able to thank like our producer, Jacqueline Amore, and Josh Crow, who's our production coordinator, doing this all in the end in some apartment in Los Feliz. So everyone's separate. Thank you so much for being patient with us as things cut in and out. But we, you know, the content is real. You know what I'm saying? And we are just so excited because we actually have an icon as our guest today. You may know her as a Viner, stand-up comic, or as Alice on Freeform's Good Trouble and the upcoming movie Sick Girl with Nina Dobrev. We are so thrilled to introduce, drumroll please, Sherry Koa! Sherry Koa!
Woo! Happy Saturday, y'all.
What's up, Sherry? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm rocking my fortune cookie hat, you know, just to keep it real lucky. And yes, my hair is connected to it. If I take this off, I'm bald.
Well, that's great. Maybe you can show us a little bit later.
Right. So,
No?
Sherry, you're going to be teaching us a little something later on, right?
A little something, you know.
Yes, a little something. It's going to be a surprise for you guys. All right. So if you want to be a part of the Q&A right after that, and if you have questions for her, be sure to register now. You can search for a post on our Facebook somewhere. I don't know, just scroll down and just look for the Zoom register. Just look for the words Zoom register and you'll find it. But before we get to that, let's see a little snippet of Sherry's amazing stuff. Yeah?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Hit it!
Why are lesbians obsessed with Chris Hemsworth? Kristen Stewart, the movie Carol. Hello? Yeah, this little tasty. Got what I need? I just play. It's a banana, but I be playful. I be silly. No, but I really am the worst multitasker. I can never be in a threesome. I can hardly play bop it. Awkward kissing someone for the first time. Someone new. Top row. People freaking their dogs up, man. Look at these. You think these are dreams? They're red. You ever see a jellyfish make flapjacks?
Damn! What?
get all that? How
Dude, look at the range, bitch.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Over
Look,
here,
She's
over there.
drama.
Over
She's
there.
comedy.
she's
sexy.
everything. She's all
Mhm.
across the board.
Did you see her dance? The hair twirl and the freaking drop it low?
Oh my God,
was
you have
great.
to tell us what it was like shooting that part, because that was
Mhm.
another side of you that I've never seen before. Or
Yeah.
lots of people haven't seen
Like,
before.
First of all, my knees are not the same. Okay, after that, it was very challenging dancing in heels because one, I don't even dance, and two, I rarely ever wear heels. Like I've had my hoochie mama moments in Vegas where I do the skimpy, the lashes and the heels, but it's been a while.
You
so
don't dance, but you also have instructed Blay twins how to dance.
Can you believe? Who am I?
I mean, literally, you're the goddess, the pinnacle of all accomplishments. Like, that is what you are.
Am I the Chinese Beyonce? I think so.
I think that
that's fair.
that's a modest
Yeah.
title, I think, for you. It's very humbling. It's just
I've
enough.
peaked. I've truly peaked. But I really, and I was just on the funny dance show on E. So I like danced a lot this year, so I think I'm officially a dancer.
There's
are.
nothing that Sherry cannot and will not do. And we're going to dive a little bit more into that as we go on in the show. But first of all, we're going to dive right into our first segment. So, Dirty Pube Face, can you introduce our
Okay,
first
Rox,
segment?
come on now. All right. So our first segment, we all know we're in difficult times at the moment, and there's bad news around every corner. So we thought we'd like to start out with some more positive news with our show, with a little segment called News That Makes Us Go, ah. Hit it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks, Jack.
Perfect.
Thanks, Josh. So Roxy and I, for this segment, will present a topical feel-good news story to Sherry, and Sherry's going to be the judge of which news story that touches her heart the most and makes her go, ah, the longest. I won last time. So
Yeah. Okay, you can stop. You've been saying that you've been winning like this whole freaking week. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. Okay, so what's gonna happen now is that we will each present our stories. Whichever one is better, mine is better. She will all the longest too. Okay, so Anthony, shall we 剪刀石头布 for it?
好，剪刀石头布。You guys ready?
Yes, ready. 剪刀石头。
Go!
I don't give a fuck.
Fine, go.
I'm going first.
你先，
I don't give a
你
fuck.
先啊。
I'm still coming.
你先。
I'll like
Go.
pull up mine because I'm cooler than you. All right, so this is mine. This is a really amazing article that I found that I thought was very touching. Grandma fighting breast cancer volunteers to make 300 masks by hand in Singapore. So this woman is named Amy Lee. She had a relapse in breast cancer last year. So before the quarantine happened, she was going through many rounds of chemotherapy. And because, all around the world, social distancing is being enforced, her 3 children and her 6 grandchildren are not allowed to visit her as she's recovering during this time. And she's 71 years old. And so, but what I love about this is that she felt like doing something for the community is helping her with her healing process and making her feel involved during this. So she actually works for this, I think it's called Masks for, I'm gonna have to look up that, Masks Sewn with Love initiative. So it's basically a community of volunteers online. And then she says that it makes her feel so wonderful and not lonely to be a part of this Facebook group as she makes these masks by hand and knowing that there's somebody out there with a mask that is needed so that she can help contribute to that as she's going through chemo and all that alone. I don't like this. I know it's, wow. I don't know.
It just goes right in the middle of that.
So. like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think what really touched me about this is that like, there's always a way to help people. There's always a way to get involved. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you have the heart for it and you're thinking about others. It's a way to feel less lonely too for those who are isolated. So that's my story. Screw you, Anthony. I'm gonna fucking win. Sure,
that's a tough one to beat.
Yeah.
That was great. I don't even know why we're competing on this. This is a great positive news.
We're competing
okay,
because I need to win.
Okay, I got you. All right, that was great. Let's see about this, okay? So we have young people helping out during this time as well. We have a high school sophomore by the name of Hita Gupta in Powley, Pennsylvania, and she's been dropping off goodie bags filled with puzzles, coloring books, coloring pencils, and handwritten notes by her 9-year-old brother, David, to nursing homes around her area. And since Wednesday, she's probably dropped off goodie bags for about like 23 nursing homes in the Philly area. And Hita had volunteered at nursing homes for more than a year prior to the shutdown. So when she was asked why or how she got inspired to do this, she said that the seniors aren't able to see their families, so that would cause loneliness, boredom, and anxiety. And she mentioned that her own grandparents are in India, and they're very lucky to have the option of Skype while they're stuck at home. So, but some seniors at these nursing homes may not have that option. So initially, this brings me back because initially she was purchasing items with her own allowance money. Remember allowance, guys? All right. She was purchasing it with her own allowance, but she wanted to make a larger impact. So she spread the news around her community, and it inspired more people to help her and also do similar projects around her area as well. So it's just been this young person just going at it and creating some momentum, and yeah, it's good. It's good positive news.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
So
It's a toughie.
to Anthony's story, I say, "Aw." But to
Okay.
Roxy's story, I say, "Aw."
I fucking win,
okay.
motherfucker!
All right.
Anthony,
All right.
I win, bitch!
All right, you're more positive. You're more positive.
I am more positive. No, but
This is the age-old feud between like, are kids cuter or old people cuter? You know?
Right.
Old people are cuter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And also, I think like because of COVID, it's like you really think about the elderly who are going through this by themselves
Yeah.
and don't know how to use technology and are feeling isolated in ways that we can't even comprehend.
Exactly.
So
They're so vulnerable
yeah.
right now. Vulnerable like more than they've ever been. And oh, that picture of her, the little old lady with the mask. And she's so cute.
What was
Everybody,
her?
if you still have like your grandparents around, make sure that you hug them and check up on them because that's
Check in,
really
for
important.
sure. Well,
Yeah.
hug
Wait,
them.
and what?
So
Don't
what
hug
was
them.
the? I want to all one more time. But what was the company that she was the
Mask sewn with love.
Oh, that just got me right there.
Yeah.
When she said that.
The mask on my heart.
We can even like send a link. I mean, put a link up when this goes up, and then just make sure that we could drive traffic to that initiative because I think that's really awesome. Once again, we want to thank everybody on the front lines, essential workers, everybody that's like putting themselves to make sure that our society is continuing to function. So thank you, all of you
And
guys.
thanks to you two for bringing awareness to those stories. That was really
好了好了，谢谢谢谢。
Oh my
不好意思啦，我不好意思啦。
Oh my god.
真的是你是好人，你知道吗？
好了好了好了好了
做人，
好了好了。
当然
It is basically what anybody should be doing. So I'm really just like appreciative that like we're all have this opportunity to have this platform to showcase our empathy. So
wrap it up.
I know, wrap it up. It's like I'm just like hamming it up and really soaking in my oats. Okay, so that was really wonderful. But now we're going to put the spotlight back onto our main event of the day, Miss Sherry Cola. And we're going to be doing something super fun. It's going to be a game. So what now presents social media
stalker. We need to choreograph it next time. Yeah. Hit it.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
It's supposed to be a jingle, but yeah.
And we're back.
Such a train wreck today.
I love internet. I love the internet so much. Technology is, you know, we have to. It's technology and internet is such a. It's a curse, sure, but it's also less like the fact that we have this right now. You know, like, can you imagine not having social media right now? Like,
no.
And survive.
Imagine a freaking like Zanga MySpace culture right now. All our Zanga posts will be the same. Today I woke up and made banana bread, and I'm growing out my armpit hair, and I'm also growing onion. The green onion's growing faster.
It's like a journal into our own insanity.
Yeah.
Is anybody out there? Please help. Okay, so Anthony, explain social media stalker.
Yes, so Roxy and I have scoured Sherry's social media and found two random, or not random pictures that will be random to her that she'll have to elaborate on, okay?
Okay, I go first, Anthony.
Go for it.
Okay. So you posted this. Okay, so basically, Sherry, it was so fucking hard because like there's so many things that I wanted to use of you, and so many stories. Like there was one of you looking pregnant. There was one of you that was like a tribute to Soup Plantation because rest in peace, Soup Plantation. And but this you posted on your stories yesterday, and I'm just like, girl, that glam look, girl. Your mother must have really.
Who is she? This is like I'm like 3 years old in Shanghai, and for some reason my parents decided that I needed like glam headshots. And look at the off the shoulder. I'm serving you like I just killed my husband vibes. You know what I mean?
That gaze too, Sherry. That gaze. It was just like just slightly off camera, looking murderous. I love it.
I mean, because you know, it's like you gotta give you. I look like I've seen some shit that I can't unsee. You know, that's a 3-year-old that's gone through more than she can, you know, handle. That's a 3-year-old that's paying 4 mortgages. Like, look at the lipstick too. Like, it's not even, if you zoom in, the lipstick is not even on my lips. It's like and those are clip on.
Hey, are you gonna do like a remake, like a side to side?
I want to. I really should. I truly should, because you know, it's hilarious that they exploited me at such a young age, but now I'm like so thankful because I have it to look back on, you know?
You should totally give it a character too and actually do sketches with her. I think that'll be amazing.
Oh. What would her name be though? I feel like it'd be like Viola.
Yeah, like Viola Davis, right? How to Get Away with Murder.
There you go. That's not taken, right? That name's not taken, Viola Davis?
No, totally. I think it's up for grabs. You should go ahead and do it and try.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's amazing. You should definitely do more glam shots. I would love to see a reenactment or like
I'm gonna send you 2 framed copies of that photo with my signature on it. Yeah,
please.
It's gonna be sold for like $1 trillion. Like,
you can add it to your collection behind you.
Oh yeah, my collection of paint by numbers. Hell yeah. I love it. I will actually make that photo into a paint by numbers, Sherry, and I will paint you.
Yes.
Like how Jack paints Rose.
We'll do it live. We'll broadcast it too.
Oh God.
Roxy, can you draw me wearing nothing but a face mask?
You got it. And we're just gonna take a couple of Oh shit, she's starting. But with the hat on, right? Sherry with the hat on?
Yes.
With a mask and a hat.
Mask, hat. And no hat. You know, we'll take off the hat. And so
you're bald?
Bald.
Just a mask. With just a mask.
I'm into it. I'm really into it. This is great. Okay. Thank you for that. Anthony, is yours gonna be better? It's not a competition, but like
still. It's not. Let's see, my turn. There we go. I love moms. So I don't know if we can hear this.
How are you? Oh, I was so excited.
Okay, so first of all, that shirt, that star shirt that my mom has is like a lot. So that actually like really warmed my heart right now, because that video, so my grandma passed away like 4 years ago, and my mom and I were reminiscing. That's so funny. I don't even remember posting that. But my grandma's name is Yu, like her you know, like Xiao Yu, you know, like that style. So she didn't know any English. So my mom was telling me about a story of like my grandma going out to the backyard and like a neighbor saying, "How are you?" And then like she was like, "Whoa, how does she know my name?" The Yu. Oh, but that's so funny. Like my grandma definitely was one of those people who always like said the darndest things, you know? And yeah, my mom and I were just reminiscing. How cute is that video? My mom is honestly everything. Like she, you know, she's one of those people who like, you know, she came to this country and she worked as like a cook at a Chinese restaurant in San Gabriel, like really just busting her ass to give me a good life. And then she ended up opening her own restaurant. And, you know, now she's just so proud of like, I really exceeded all expectations, really. Like we never really thought, you know, coming to this country and when she took those glam shots that I would be on a freaking billboard. You know what I mean? Like we never would have thought that. But anyway, that's just her like reminiscing about grams, but that's pretty funny. That's funny. My mom is hilarious because like, you know, obviously English is like her second language. So there's a lot of those kind of moments where things get lost in translation where like I'll be at Chipotle, you know, and I'm like, no, Mom, I'm at Chipotle. She's like, what? Why are you at AAA? What happened? What's wrong with your car? It's cute though, you know, and those are the things that I feel like I really embrace now because, you know, I think we can all relate to having parents with accents at, you know, and at a young age, you're very self-conscious about it. But like now I'm like, screw it. Like, I love that my mom has broken English because first of all, it's not broken. I love that she has an accent. It's a reminder of how far we've come, you know, in this country. Sorry to get so deep, but I love my mom very much.
No, can we please get even deeper?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Can we get deeper? Can we just get, sorry.
Yes, we can. Let's do it.
Okay.
Great segue.
I can go segue into it. Yeah. So now we're going to get to know Sherry a little bit more deeply. So, you know, usually with every single one of our shows, we do a pre-show interview where we get to know our guests a little bit more intimately. And what I love about Sherry is that, Sherry, I've known about you since forever. I don't know. I feel like I've known you for a very long time through our mutual friend, the amazing filmmaker, Jessel Merced. Yes. And so I knew you like as a Viner, then you've done radio, acting. And what I love about your energy is that it just seems so fucking fearless. Like, you are so fearless when it comes to navigating uncharted territory for you, which is very counterintuitive to what Asian and Asian American kids are taught growing up. So can you please share your experience about that and how you were able to navigate past that?
I think growing up, I always had like a passion for what I'm doing right now, you know, and of course, like I would host talent shows in high school and like, that was essentially stand up. And I would, you know, write like an opening monologue and I would make funny videos in this film club. But like, it felt so far fetched, you know, to actually do it as a career because the lack of representation, let's be real. Like you think, you know, that world's not for me or something, you know? So like, it took me a while to actually fully dive into the industry. You know, I'm still pretty green. I started doing stand up 4 years ago. No. Yeah. 4 years ago. And you know, after wanting to do it for a while and, you know, same with acting, it was like less than 4 years ago. And I truly like feel like it was just overdue, you know, and I'm really grateful for all the dope things I've done in that time. But like, I think the whole fearlessness thing, which thank you, by the way, because, you know, we all have insecurities, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about like, you know, trying to be a role model, even if you have days where you don't feel like you're crap, you know what I mean? You feel like crap. And sometimes, you know, you have the highs and lows of it, but you know, even in high school, like I remember, you know, I ran for ASB president, even though I had like no experience. I like tried out for the tennis team and like the soccer team and basketball team, even though I had like no skills, because it's just like, why not? And I think that why not mentality really goes a long way. And that's still something I carry now, you know, it's like, why not? Like, you know, I really don't like fear rejection. That's part of life, you know, like you can't let that stand in the way of you accomplishing something amazing. Like even with stand-up, when I first started doing stand-up, all of the shows that I would get on was through like blind emails, you know, like my freaking the second time I ever did stand up on the lineup was freaking like Amanda Seals and like Lil Rel, you know what I mean? I'm like, how did this happen? But it's just like hustling through social media, you know? And yeah, I just feel like you really have to just go for it, you know? Like also because I got such a late start in the game, you know, I know we can't think about it like that because everything happens for a reason and you have to trust the timing of your path. But I'm even hungrier because I almost want to catch up, you know? I almost want to catch up as if I started doing this at the age of 19, you know? But yeah, like I want to do it all. Like I did the radio and that's still something I'm passionate about, like hosting and stand up and acting and all of the above. And the more I, you know, dive deeper into the industry, the more I realize, oh, I can do this too. Like even with the dancing, it's like, oh, I'm capable of this. I didn't realize I could, you know, like express myself in this way, whatever. And like, even with Good Trouble, you know, a drama, and I've been doing scenes where I'm crying. Like I've never done that before. I've never cried in front of a camera, you know, and it's like, oh, I can do that. Like who knew? And I just want to do more and more discovering really as I dive deep. I'm rambling now, but the point is, yeah, you can't be scared to just go for it, you know?
Well, let's talk a little bit about that in terms of like going into uncharted territory, like being able to cry on screen and like being more vulnerable. And as a comic, you know, and being a host, all of that is sort of like constructed around, oh, first it was like about the other person. Like even when we were having a pre-show interview with you, like Sherry was asking us questions too, and like asking, like making sure she knows everybody's name, you know, making sure that like the environment and the room was taken care of, that they're seen and that they're heard. It's like very like this really wonderful aspect about you that is very rare as people become more recognized and more powerful, is that they forget about that. They forget that people just want to be seen as well. So in terms of that representation, did you see that sort of representation? Like who were your role models? Did you look up to anybody or take certain inspirations from certain people? Who were they?
Margaret Cho for sure. You know, I remember before I even realized I wanted to do stand-up, you know, she was just an Asian face that was outspoken and did not care what people thought, and completely shattered the stereotypes of, you know, a quiet Asian woman. And I feel like that's how I live now as well. Just I want to prove people wrong, you know? I'm always gonna be loud when I enter the room because I never want anyone to think that I don't have an opinion, you know? And I feel like Margaret Cho was the epitome of that. And Ellen, to be honest, Ellen was a big inspiration to me stand-up wise. Her special Here and Now in the year 2000 on HBO was like, it blew my mind. I'm like, oh, so that's how you learn. I mean, that's how you like set up a joke. You kind of like lead them this way and then you hit them with the punchline and like it surprises them. Like I truly learned how to do stand-up by watching, you know? Same with Russell Peters. Do you remember that Russell Peters special that like came out when we were in high school? I don't even know.
It was a Tapsambang.
Yeah, it was so
talking,
good. I'm like, oh, this Asian person is making fun of other Asians. And he's doing it in a way where he's actually well educated about this. Like it's, you know what I mean? And anyway, so that's just like stand-up wise for sure. There's a lot of people who inspire me. I mean, once again, like we didn't see that many faces, but someone like Jackie Chan was kind of like doing his thing, you know? Jet Li even, you know? And I feel like Jackie Chan and Jet Li, I would love to, I actually recently met Jet Li at the Mulan premiere. I told him that like Romeo Must Die, like really my favorite movie, you know?
Yeah.
I see a lot of my dad, which is interesting. Anyway, Jet Li is my father, is what I'm saying. But it's so interesting, like what Jet Li and like Jackie Chan and even like Bruce Lee contributed to the industry is such a specific, like, because it was like this martial art, like, you know, acrobatic way or whatever. But like, anyway, the point is Jackie Chan was such a funny, like, it's just a funny character, you know? But he's someone we saw a lot, like, growing up. And, you know, aside from, Lucy Liu, of course, you know, I mean, these are the names that, you know, were the only names, really. You know what I mean? Sandra Oh, definitely inspiring as well, of course, because like to see her journey, you know, I recently rewatched The Princess Diaries and she was literally in it as the principal and was just so brilliantly funny. And like, you see her, you know, killing it on Grey's Anatomy and now on Killing Eve. It's like just, it's a reminder that nothing's overnight and the hustle is real and like, it's worth it. You know, it's like, it'll take time. You have to be patient, but as long as you're still like, working hard. And you know, same with Randall Park. I remember seeing Randall Park on Wild 'N Out and I could really relate to him because he was like, you know, rapping and like being funny, and of course he was the only Asian on that stage at that time. I think he might have been the second Asian. There was one before him, and then after that it was Tim De La Ghetto, who also is the homie and also has done a lot of representing as well. But anyway, the point is a lot of those like OG faces, Better Luck Tomorrow and Joy Luck Club, you know, it's just, I can't believe how long it's taken for us to have films like I mean, the gap was just like unnecessary, you know, and like now I feel like I'm so excited for us because we're at this point where we can be inspired by our peers. Like I'm very excited when I think about, you know, my fellow Asian actresses, you know, because now we're not competing. Like truly, we've realized that we don't need to compete. We can just empower each other and actually build this sisterhood, because now there are more opportunities, and like the whole community is just more unapologetic now because we realize what we deserve. You know what I mean? After we got a little taste and the world finally is realizing, okay, these people have stories to tell, you know? And like, the point is, inspiration all around, you know? And it's just the community right now is like stronger than ever, you know?
It's because we got leaders like you.
I'm,
You know?
what am I saying? What am I even saying?
I mean, like you said it, we have so much momentum going on,
Yeah.
right? And then now all of a sudden this pandemic just, you know, makes it stop, and it feels like we have some sort of like just a pause right now.
Right.
What have you been doing during this quarantine to really maintain your sanity, your creativity, everything?
Yeah, I mean, you know me in the mindless internet content, got to keep pushing that stuff. You know what? I actually counted the other day. It's been 62 or 63 days of quarantine. I have posted 60 times on my actual Instagram page. I was like, what? I've pretty much been posting once a day on the actual feed. That's so funny because like I don't even post that much normally, but I have seen like you know, a growth in followers, and I was doing those IG live interviews with like John M. Chu and Randall Park and you know Remy He, etc., Jimmy O Yang, just all the homies, just kind of having a conversation to remind the audience that we're all in this together. You know, like this global pandemic has really been a slap in the face, especially with racism and the hate crimes. To, you know, it's just so messed up. Like a movie like Mulan, for example, is supposed to be a celebration, such a long time coming for us, and like people are vandalizing the movie poster. It really hurts, you know. Like how am I, you know, I already have to stay home. I'm not getting my daily dose of sunshine, and I have to worry about my mom getting attacked on the street, you know. Like this, it's just, we've made so much progress in the last couple of years, and it feels like we just took a step back, you know, and that part is like really a bummer. But I truly have faith that we could rise, you know, from this, and like just praying for better days, you know. And so that's something I've been thinking about. Obviously, it's been on a lot of our minds because we're all Asian, and so you have to. It's just annoying that, you know, people suck. But besides that, I've been cooking. I've been postmating and cooking, and every Postmates delivery boy is looking cuter and cuter. I might just risk it all for a 15% tip. Just a tip, you know what I mean? Just a tip. And I've also been cooking a lot. It's funny because it's ironic actually, because my mom owns a restaurant, and surprisingly, I do not know how to cook. So I'm finally getting in the kitchen. Yesterday, I made portobello mushrooms, like stuffed with soy rizo and cheese.
Ooh, that looked delicious, by the way.
Who is she?
She is a master chef. That's who she is, though.
I'm coming for Guy Fieri's crown, okay?
Dude, I mean, honestly, with everything that you're doing, there's like another reason for you to click off like super chef on your resume. So, you know, you're limitless, right? I think that's your motto, is that like you're totally limitless.
That is
Why
my
not?
motto. You just don't limit yourself.
There you go.
Why not?
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we basically have to close it up with one last question. Sherry, this is just basically to encapsulate basically what you just said. With everything that's happening right now in the pandemic and the backlash on the Asian American community, what do you feel it is that we need to do, or what that we need in general, whether it's the industry or our community in general, for us to move forward from this?
I think support within our community, and also between other communities of color as well. I think, you know, having each other's back, because we are marginalized groups and we know what it's like. Only we know what it's like to be discriminated for the way we look, you know, and our lifestyle and our culture, etc. So I think as much as it's important to, you know, have each other's back within the culture, also outside as well, you know, like retweeting and reposting the good, the bad, the ugly, you know what I mean? Like about the Asian racism, and literally, like, I mean, a Black woman was shot in her own home for no damn reason. Like these kind of things, like just reposting, and you know, shining awareness on issues that, like, you know, need to be heard and need to be fought for. You know, I think the internet, of course, you know, can be messy, but it's also a blessing because we have these, you know, we have this platform, you know, this platform to spread the word about, once again, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I think that's what it is. Just retweeting, you know, get on the internet and like just speak your voice about stuff that matters. About all racism and how it just sucks. You know what I mean? But pretty much word of mouth is really important. The human connection, you know, just communicating and like not being afraid to kind of call stuff out. You know, I think that's really important in our community, just because, just don't be silent, you know?
Mm-hmm. Intersectional action. Here. All right, thank you so much, Sherry, for your insight. We're going to be learning more from her TED Talk later on. All right, kids, we'll be right back in a few after a word from our sponsors.
So this week's sponsor is a new quarantine energy drink that just hit the stands. Fuel up with some great tasting fizzy liquid. Hit it.
Oh, we have to mute ourselves. Okay.
Hey, you. Me? Yeah, you stupid. Energy down during this quarantine.
I guess so.
Take a sip of this new energy cola to get a boost.
What's in it?
Oh, shut up. Take a sip and you'll find out. This quarantine, you done find a way to rid that soda pop will suffice. Ice cold bubbly, it's so nice.
Coca-Cola do the job. Pepsi Cola, it should.
No.
RC Cola.
Kiss my ass.
Sherry Cola.
Hell fucking yes. Fried rice. Hawaiian pizza, mix it with some fries.
Coca-Cola, had cocaine. Britney went insane. Sherry Cola makes it rain. It'll make you super saiyan.
Sherry Cola, the perfect quarantine energy drink for all you lazy ass mofos. And also check out our new special edition, berry flavored.
Okay.
My wait, my jaw is on the floor because that graphic is everything.
I know.
Right?
Can you see that?
Yes.
Thank you, Daniela, for that. Thank you.
So, make sure to check out Sherry Cola energy drink. If you buy it in bulk, make sure to use the code SWN for 1% off your first purchase. The company wants to add a disclaimer to not drink more than 5 a day because you might die. So, but also just for everyone's sake, the video, because of the lag and like the internet and like how we're doing this as a remote show, the videos for our sponsored videos are always posted on all of our social media like tomorrow. So we're gonna post it tomorrow so that everybody can watch it in its full glory.
Yep.
So yeah, good luck out there, guys.
I'm so like, I want to buy an entire case of that right now.
Yeah, you can get 1% off. It's actually at $1,500 for about 10 bottles.
Got
So,
it.
yeah.
That's
Very
the
exclusive.
lowest price of anything I've ever heard. Actually, what they don't know is that drink is made of my tears. You know, of my tears.
They need to harvest your tears for that. Love it.
Okay, so now the moment that everyone's been waiting for. We're gonna transfer over to workshop time.
Workshop
Hit it.
time.
You know,
Yes.
You love our show, Sherry. You
was
just love our show.
that Oriental Tunes?
It sounds like
it's
one of
the
those
elevator.
doorbells, right?
Oh,
Dun dun. Yeah.
it sounded like
Yeah.
I thought it was
No.
No. Bum 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 bum.
Oh my
Like in a Asian mall.
Oh,
Yeah.
and also, did you guys ever go to ACI?
Yes. Only 626ers go to ACI.
What is that?
Literally the most niche.
It's a 补习班，是补习
Oh, it's a
班啊。
bushiban. It's a tutoring thing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's oh my goodness. First of all, that place was the bane of my existence.
Mhm.
But they had that doorbell. And it would it haunts me in my sleep still.
That's why we have to, put it in, meld it into this workshop time.
Yes.
Professor
Yeah.
Sherry Cola now.
All
Sherry
right.
Cola.
I'm teaching this workshop, quote unquote. Not really sure exactly what I'm teaching, but I'm just gonna spread some good word, if you will. First of all, how to grow long hair. All right. I know we cleared it up. I said this hair is connected to this hat, and if I take it off, I'm gonna be bald. So I'm not gonna take it off. But look at how you can't even tell where the hair ends. All right. I will tell you right now that is directly connected to my pubes. Okay. And it's a circle of life, So that's how you grow long hair. You have to braid the tips of your head hair to the tips of your mound hair. Okay, so the carpet becomes the drapes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure
Yes.
a lot of you are growing, the armpit hair as well in this quarantine. So
Yeah.
put that in there too. We gotta just this hair combination. You could use your hair to jump rope. You could use your hair to fight off enemies. You can use your hair as nunchucks. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right, so that's my first lesson. Just combine all your hairs together, and you can be one big hair.
Truly versatile,
Right.
Sherry. Love it.
Okay, so the second lesson. This is my lesson book. It literally says, "Just do it." It literally says, "Stay hungry." Okay, you know what? I'm not certified to teach anything in life, but I will say that, in order to be in this industry in a way that doesn't get you down, you have to stop comparing yourself to others. I think that's number one. We're always so focused on where this person is compared to where I'm at, like we're always thinking like, oh, I need to catch up to them, or they've accomplished so much more than I have, like, I'm running out of time, etc. But honestly, someone is over here behind you, like looking at you that way. It's like you might have accomplished 5 things, and you see someone who's accomplished 10 things, but there's someone who's accomplished maybe 2 things, and wants to be like you. So you can't like compare, because truly everyone has their own journey, in this game, and someone's looking at you like you're killing it. Someone's is looking at you like you're killing it.
That's literally
Good one.
verbatim.
That's a good one.
Really quick. Sorry to interrupt real quick, Sherry, but to all of you that are watching, you can start asking your questions to Sherry now. As she's finishing up her workshop, then we'll start relaying your questions to her. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, Sherry, continue. Thank you.
Yes, thanks everyone for tuning in. Another thing, it's just really advice. Once again, advice 101 here. Stay hungry.
For what?
Even if you're intermittent fasting, you gotta stay
Mhm.
hungry. You know what I mean? Especially if you're intermittent fasting, because you don't eat for 16 hours. I low-key did that this week and I relapsed. But the point is, stay hungry. Never get too comfortable, like no matter like how far you've gotten, like you always be open to learning, always be open to constructive criticism. I feel like I'm not even close to where I want to be, even when people like, it's also hard for me to take a compliment or whatever when people are like, oh, good job, you're doing this and that. I'm like, no, like honestly, I'm just happy to be here. Like I'm just truly like so I'm a guppy. I still feel like such a guppy, and I'm always ready to learn. Like just recently I took a musical improv class at UCB just cause, sharpen up your chops. And this is something I always tell people too, like people who ask me about comedy and acting, like how to get started. There's no real recipe, to be honest. Everyone's story is different, but I always say go take a class at UCB, because you'll learn how to sharpen your chops, and you'll meet people who are also just like trying to make it, and like you can collaborate I actually saw Lulu Wang. She went live the other night, and she actually gave this amazing advice. And just because I happened to catch it, I want to share it with y'all. She was saying something about like working horizontally, not vertically. So like, you know, we have all these goals of like, oh, I want to work with Will Smith. I want to work with, you know, so and so. Like we're thinking we're dreaming big, and it's of course okay to dream big. But her theory is that you have to, instead of vertically, you have to like work horizontally. So build your team, you know, people who are on your same level, people who you know are just as hungry as you and can like, you know, have the potential to be successful, etc. Like build that team, and then all of you can rise up together. And I was like, yo, that's deep. Like I just had to repeat that because I just saw it, and I was like, wow, that's really, really good advice. Because yeah, she's right. We're always like looking like at the vision board thing, right? The vision board, when really, I mean, our vision board is right now, and the people we surround ourselves with. So shout out to Lulu Wang. That really got me. Like that's advice that I was like, oh, that's a breath of fresh air. That's a really like new take, you know? Because yeah, it's like sometimes, you know, that's why I'm so, you know, grateful of like the industry now, like I said earlier, because we're really just supportive of each other. And it's like, hey, like, oh, do you mind taking a look at the script? Or like, hey, you know, can you do my show? It's like, I'm there. I'm literally there because you know that, you know, we believe in each other so much, and I know we're all going to make it. You know what I mean? It's like, you look at the people, you know, who are like really, really famous now, A-listers, like they knew each other, you know, when, back in the 90s or whatever, you know, so that's us. We're the new generation. Anyway. All right. Third advice, just do it. Okay. Sponsor me, Nike. Sponsor me, Nike. So don't limit yourself. That's my thing too. You know, life is too short for just one dream. And the more you step into different doors, the more you realize what you're capable of. You know, like you literally, like your just capacity of skills expands, you know, the more you allow yourself to try stuff out. And I've always been, you know, no stranger to just thug life and just, you know, why not? The why not mentality, I think, is the number one thing. You know, it's like, who cares about falling? You know, you just go for it, you know. Don't limit yourself. Yeah, seriously, it's like, you know, I know there's that whole like saying like jack of all trades, master of none. No, something like that, right?
No, that is
That's
what it
it.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it.
Sorry, English is my second language. But like I don't know. It's like I understand the truth to that, but at the same time, it's like you know, it's tough. Like I understand, like maybe focusing on one thing and then shining in that, and then you can do more things. But also, it's like time's ticking. Time's ticking. I want to, you know, host a live interview at the same time as, you know, freaking posting a funny sketch at the same time as, you know, just like writing a poem. You know, I don't know. It's like just do it. You know, just do. I'm a big fan of juggling. You know, like why not do whatever as much as you can, to be honest. Obviously, allow yourself, especially in this pandemic, to, you know, you can chill. If there's a day where you do nothing and you're not motivated, like forgive yourself for that, because we're literally going through something traumatic. You know, like we've never as a generation experienced this in our life. And, you know, we can't even hug people. You know what I mean? Like my roommate and I last week, we hugged for like 15 minutes just because we forgot what it felt like. And it truly like it was like foreign. It was actually foreign, like hugging, you know, like what the, but anyway, the point is, it's like, we're going through something really intense. And like, you know, if you're not busy every day, it's fine. You know what I mean? This isn't a competition. Like no one is getting ahead right now, you know? But you know, but when you can, why not do it all? Don't limit yourself. That's the thing. Okay. So this next thing I'm going to teach is thread lip. All right. This is a trick that I used to do all the time to my mom's friends, and they still request it to this day. All right. Very easy. All right. And last but not least, I'm gonna teach some Shanghainese. Okay, I was born in Shanghai. I was born in Shanghai in 1989. Came to the States, to the SGV specifically when I was 4. And basically Shanghainese is very second nature to me. It's in my blood. So number 1 sentence. My boobs itch and I don't know why. A lot of times I wake up thinking this, and why not, get bilingual with it? My boobs itch and I don't know why. 我哪哪痒，我不晓得为啥体。
我晓得。
我哪哪痒，
我哪哪痒，
我哪哪痒。
为啥体？
Wait, what's the last part? Say it slower.
我不晓得为啥体。
我哪哪痒，我不晓得为啥体。
Exactly.
Dude, that fucking sounds like an alien language.
If I make it, that was actually technically 2 sentences. If I switch the order of it, it's 我不晓得为啥体我哪哪痒，我不晓得为啥体 I don't know why 我哪哪痒 my boobs itch 我哪哪痒 start with 我哪哪痒 Roxy
我哪哪痒我哪哪痒
just go up to a Shanghainese person and say that
我哪哪痒我哪哪痒八地步
It's 8:30.
Also, for context, I only know how to say 8:30 in Shanghainese. So if I go 我哪哪痒八地步
that makes sense. That makes you so interesting. Oh, 八地步我哪哪痒 right on time.
So mysterious. I'll get laid so much in Shanghai by saying
you're gonna get so much action in Shanghai. Are you kidding me?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Right. This one is my mom found 7 eggs. These are very useful everyday sayings, by the way.
Okay.
我妈妈醒着吃着的。我妈妈醒着 my mom found 吃着的 7 eggs.
This sounds nothing like Mandarin.
Try it, Rox.
I mean, actually, kind of though, because 我妈妈醒着吃着的，我的妈妈找到7个蛋 kind of.
Oh, 吃着的 okay. And then 我奶奶养我奶奶养 right?
我不知道为什么，我不知道为什么
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So 我妈妈醒着吃着的。All right, so there's that. Everyone, you'll.
Oh my God, I'm totally gonna write a script where I'm gonna have Sherry Collet just speak Shanghainese the entire fucking time.
Oh, please. I'm dying for it. The only other Shanghainese person I know in the industry is Jimmy O Yang, and we always speak Shanghainese to each other. And I think he's actually working on something, maybe with Shanghainese in it. I'm so excited because I'm dude, we need that. It's so, even when Tiger Tail had Taiwanese, I was like, that's dope. That's dope. We never see Taiwanese in mainstream media, Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This is just me telling it like it is. Money really means nothing. All right. 钞票真的没意思.
That's great.
Oh, that's similar to Mandarin, the last part of it.
Yeah. That was pretty similar.
钞票真的没意思. Ah.
Really means nothing.
八地步真的没意思.
Yeah. 8:30 really means nothing.
I love
That's a great lesson.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Very, very useful, very, necessary sayings for your life. You're welcome.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. That was my workshop.
Your workshop was fucking amazing, Anthony,
great.
right?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. And you got some great buzzwords in there too, and then some Shanghainese in there everything. It reached all corners.
Did you take notes?
Yeah, I did.
I talked about how you must connect your long hair to braid into your pubes for one giant hairball.
Yes.
Well, we'll tell you more during our final thoughts, but before we get there,
yeah, that's true.
We do have a Q&A. People have been waiting to get answered here.
I think we only have time for one question, though,
sure,
so I think it's the one that Jack sent us.
Okay, so we have a question from Mr. James Tang, and he asked, Sherry, what would be a dream project for you to work on?
James Tang, thanks for tuning in on this quarantine Saturday. We love you, we support you, and we respect you. I don't know if this is such a typical answer, but something Marvel, I feel like being a superhero would be really cool. I'm gonna put this in the universe. There is actually a I don't know if this is a secret. I know nothing. You know what? Maybe I should, but the point is, I don't know if okay. I think I actually shouldn't say this. I'll say this off there, but the point is, I want to be in something Marvel for sure, and I want to say there's stuff coming up that's not impossible, you know, in terms of roles, and I just need to get athletic, to be honest. I have to, you know, I have to be able to actually be a physical superhero for any if I want to be a superhero. So I have to get on my you know, keto and my soul cycle if I want to be in Marvel. But I'm ready if the opportunity allows. So let me put that in the universe. I want to be in Marvel. All right, that's it.
That's so amazing.
Honestly though, like that's a goal for sure. But there's also things like that are so nitty gritty. Like, you know, coming from comedy, like I said, you know, I'm starting to just do some drama. Now I want to do some like raw, real, like, you know, like something like Lupita's role in Us. You know, she was playing two characters, and it was like just, I mean, it's incredible, brilliant. Honestly, she was snubbed in every way. Or even something like Killing Eve, like Jodie Comer's a character, you know,
charismatic psycho.
Yeah, which is, you know, what my exes would describe me as. So it's perfect. It's perfect, you know. But I think I just want to do something that I've never done before, which is you know, that kind of stuff. And it really inspires me to see people like Steve Carell, for example, who has come from comedy and now is just like so good at drama. You know what I mean? So just to have that range, it's all about range, boo. All about range. But yeah, Marvel and nitty gritty stuff.
Here to that. Okay, one last question. This is from Melody Chang. What is your perfect breakfast?
Yo, honestly, some 1,000-year-old egg porridge with salty like pork or even duck. You know, Phoenix has that same thing, but with duck. It's bomb.
Oh yeah, that sounds so good.
But to be honest, yeah, because I could eat congee and like just porridge forever. With like salty duck egg and like pickle things. I'm honestly very simple at the end of the day. There's nothing I don't eat. As much as I love a good old American breakfast, you know, like, you know, or chicken and waffles, etc. Like keeping it, you know, true to my roots with some porridge. Always. Yeah. Perfect.
Honor the roots.
I respect that.
Here. Fucking awesome. All right. So, Anthony, are you ready for final thoughts?
I think I am ready for our final thoughts. Hit it!
I love this graphic. Oh my goodness.
We have a lot of friends help us out on our show. Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks, Jonathan. All right. Thank you, Sherry, for just being so freaking awesome today. We learned so much from you, and like so you and your magical energy, like I could feel it even though you're so far away from me physically. It's magical. Anthony.
Yes.
小弟, what did you learn today?
好，大姐，I learned really just everything that this whole experience with Sherry today. I just remember to just don't forget who you are, you know, just who you are, where you're from, your family. Don't forget that your mom is from Shanghai or from wherever. It's okay. Like, and don't forget, okay, we're in this industry that really pulls us over here, pulls us over there. And then we tend to forget like our friends, who to support, and our community. Really, we have to humble ourselves and, you know, get down to everyone's level and really don't get your head up in the air, you know? And then also sharpen your chops, because we don't know everything, right? So don't forget. There you go. That's my final thoughts. Roxy, yours?
You know, I think this is maybe not so taken so straightforward, but just what I've learned from just hearing Sherry talk today is like, I think so much power comes from your attitude and the words that you say. And even though I think with everything you say, Sherry, you're intentional about the type of energy you're giving out and how it's going to absorb people. And also remembering that, like, if you want something, you have to go after it. Like nothing's gonna come to you. We've been taught to be passive. We've been taught to be a certain way, you know, and I think it's up to us, those of us that are willing to take this unbeaten path and throw ourselves to the wolves, to just keep trying and failing. you know, to remember what it's like to step up on that stage to do your first stand-up gig for the first time, not knowing how the audience is going to react to you, and understand that no matter what, you're still going to be supported in other ways because you got your community to support you. And it starts with us doing that. So that was
well said, Gia. Well said, Gia.
yeah. Thank you so much. And Sherry, we're not excluding you from this either. Do you have any final thoughts, words of wisdom that you have for artists that are feeling isolated right now, emerging artists?
I think, you know, we're all going through the exact same thing right now. It's something to remember. So just pull from this experience. I know all of our diaries kind of look the same in a weird way on day 62, but you know, but your perspective is still unique. You know, your point of view, you know, what happened right before the pandemic. You know I was like, I had a crush on someone and I thought maybe it could actually be something. Like I thought I was close, you know, then boom, pandemic. Now it completely just cock blocked everything. You know what I mean? So that's something specific. You know, maybe you're in a relationship and low key y'all were about to break up and y'all live together and now you still have to stay together. You know, everyone's like quarantine story is so specific and unique. So, you know, be inspired and write about that, you know, whether you're a writer or not, you know what I mean? Just express yourself. And in terms of creatives, like just keep doing what you're doing, you know, like don't feel pressure to, you know, have to have 3 movies written by the end of quarantine, you know, because everyone, you know, I've seen some really A-list famous people online talk about how they've also been unmotivated. You know, it's okay at this time, just like be more forgiving and, you know, cut yourself some slack. I think, excuse me, other thoughts is just, you know, I just feel really grateful to know you two and, you know, just really grateful to be playing a character on TV that I didn't see when I was growing up. You know, this is a first generation Chinese lesbian, you know what I mean? And, you know, you see her navigating life in the messiness of her 20s, meanwhile, like hiding her identity from her parents. And then eventually, spoiler alert, having a coming out scene, which, you know, actually was very hopeful. And like, you know, it showed the light at the end of the tunnel for people who are watching it. Like, you know, I always talk about this and I just have to put it out there. Like, that's why representation is so important, you know? An Asian mom who might have a queer teenager in the middle of Minnesota or something that, you know, there's no Asians or whatever, they could see that scene and actually be open to the idea, you know, of their kid being queer. And I feel like, you know, I can't speak for every single household, but like immigrant households and Asian households, for the most part, you know, there's this tiptoey, you know, situation around being queer. And, you know, dating's not even really talked about, let alone sexuality, you know? So the more we have those kind of stories on the screen, the more we can shatter the narrow-mindedness. You know, it's because of the lack of representation. That's why these stereotypes and this like, you know, homophobia and racism, etc., was perpetuated. You know, that's why it's so important. You know, there's people in my DMs, Asian girls, queer girls, or just girls in general, or not even girls, just people that actually feel seen by seeing my character Alice on Good Trouble. So I just had to put that out there. Y'all can watch Good Trouble on Hulu right now, actually, seasons 1 and 2. And yeah, I just have to put that out there because, you know, I'm just trying to represent, you feel me? But overall, you know, yeah, all of the things.
Dropping knowledge is such a fucking poet. There
We're
you go.
We're so proud of you, Sherry. You're awesome.
We love you, Sherry.
That means a lot.
Yes.
Seriously, I can't wait till we can go get some boba or some.
Oh yes. 626.
The
Come
magic
over here,
word.
Rox.
We
Come over here.
gotta go to 626 and go to like what's something 626 specific? Noodle World is like one of my favorite restaurants.
Simbala. Taiwanese food.
There?
They are still there.
Because remember there was then I can't remember what closed. Is Bamboo still there next to them?
Oh, I think so. It's right across the parking lot, right?
Oh, we're so Asian and so 66. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
I will join you guys.
Yes,
yeah, we'll do it after we get off the show. So we'll be able to do that. Thank you.
So much
All
for having
right.
me, y'all. Seriously.
Thank you so much, Sherry. That's it for now, unfortunately. But make sure you tune in every Saturday of this month on Facebook Live and or YouTube at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That's Pacific time, okay? Which means our next episode is next Saturday on the 23rd, right? And we will have this guy. We're going to have this guy.
Sherry talked about him.
Yes.
Yeah, Randall, he's the homie. And he and I did an IG live interview last month as well. He's honestly the best. Like,
yes,
the best. Just a ray of love.
him.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'll be tuning in for sure. I'll be tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Special guest.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe, y'all.
Thank you. And make sure you guys follow us on Facebook at So What Now Show and on Instagram at So What Now _show. This is Big Boob Loudmouth signing off.
And I guess this is Dirty Dong waving goodbye to you.
Mwah, love y'all.
Mwah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
In the house, boy.
Oh, that's hilarious. From viral to spiral.